Hello and welcome to Normal to Formal Podcast, episode number 38. My name is Tia Young, and I'm your host. I'm the founder of Tia Young Image and Etiquette. I help my clients learn the soft skills for success through professional development and etiquette training. The topic for today's podcast is a mother's love. As we know, Mother's Day is this weekend, Sunday, May 8th, 2022, and I'm so excited. As we, as women, get older, we get more titles. We inherit more titles. Of course, when I was born, I had a mother that delivered me. And my mother, I am happy to say, is still living. She is in her late 70s, and I love her so very much. So that mother's love will never go away. And also, a lot of people my age might not have their mother anymore. So we have to be sensitive to friends and other family members that don't have their mother anymore. I also became a mother after I got married and delivered one daughter, Taylor. And then I also, when I got married, inherited two bonus daughters, Jordan and Anita. So as soon as I got married, I was a stepmom. And then I had my own child, delivered my own child a year or two later after I got married. So I'm a mother of three now. So I'm a daughter and I'm a mother. And my middle daughter, Jordan, is a mother as well. So I'm a grandmother now to a 1-year-old, Sophia, and a 4-year-old, Olivia. So I have more titles now. My grandmother, my mom's mom, passed when I was in high school. And then my granddad actually passed a year probably about 6 months after that. So I lost both of my grands pretty fast my senior year of high school. I am a stepsister. My mom got married. I was in college at the time. And so I inherited a sister. And she has twin daughters. And I am the godmother and auntie for her twin daughters, Sophia and Madison. So godmother and auntie, grandmother, daughter, and mother. A lot of titles, which I love. And then we all can have names for those different roles and titles as well. Medea, because my grandmother, my mom would actually every Saturday morning go grocery shopping for my grandmother. She really wasn't able to get out of she lived in a high-rise condo for elderly residents. And I'm in the Tampa area. We would go and I think it was about at least 15, 20 stories, because I remember being very, very tall. And I was always afraid to be on the elevator with the elderly people for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, we would go and she would have a list and we would go get all the things she would need for the week. We would take all the groceries back. And the fun thing with my mom, when we go in the grocery store, she would give my sister and I a list of some of the items to get. So she would have the card, get some things, and she'd say, okay, now you go get this and you go get this. And we would have so much fun helping her shop for Medea. And we would take all the groceries back. And then the next day we would come back and my grandmother, Medea, would always have food prepared for us. And I remember it. It was so good. Rice. And I love the cabbage. And I love the smothered chicken and the cornbread and the sweet tea. And it was amazing. And it's funny how I still remember those days of my grandmother cooking Sunday dinner for us. As I mentioned earlier, some people don't have the privilege of enjoying a mother, or maybe they were adopted, or maybe they had the misfortune of not being able to have children for medical or health reasons, or maybe they've had a miscarriage and maybe lost the child before the child was born or soon after birth. So it's a lot of different scenarios. So we have to be sensitive to women that cannot have children but still love on them like our sisters. I met a friend yesterday. I went to a Mother's Day event, and sometimes we take for granted, think that all the moms there are mothers. And she said, well, no, not yet. I would love to. And she got teary-eyed because she didn't have a good relationship with her mother. But she still just got back in touch with her after years of not speaking. But she said one day she did want to have her own children, but she's young enough to still do that. So, but getting very emotional, that kind of touched me, because sometimes I take things for granted, because it was fairly easy for me to get pregnant within the first year of my marriage and have a child. And because I had a child a little bit later, as far as age wise, having a child, I didn't have any more. So I just delivered one, but was blessed to have two daughters, bonus daughters, like I mentioned as well. So being sensitive to those that cannot or don't have a relationship with their mother. So I also want to send a message today to love on your mom. Love on your grandmother. If they're still here, cherish those relationships. Your mother, your grandmother, your aunties, your friends that have children. Just happy Mother's Day to as many people as you can. All the people in your life that were like mothers to you, that were mentors to you, that helped guide you along the way. Saying thank you to them and happy Mother's Day to them. Things we can do, quality time together. As my mother gets older, she's not as strong and she's not as healthy. She's moving a little slower, talking a little slower, things like that, which I noticed. So I want to make sure I spend as much quality time as I can with her. Going out to dinner or brunch. When you do it on the holiday, everything is really crowded, especially now that the world is kind of opened back up and people are getting out and excited to be out and dress up again. A few of us all went out to dinner, their mom and me, and we really, really had a good time. So just gathering a few moms together, but we realized we were crowded, rushed in and rushed out. But it was, great food. Of course, you had your little mimosas and buffet meal, or you order off the menu, but just that quality time together. Another year, I wanted to take flowers to all the mothers in my life as well, and a nice little card or something like that. Just something nice and special to do to let people know that I'm thinking about them and I cherish our relationship. And wanted to do something nice. So I, picked up flowers and cards and then just dropped it off at their home. And if they weren't home, I just left it on the front porch, let them know that I left it there for them. And it makes you feel good when you can give back and show people that you love them. If you can't get out to dinner, if you can't spend that quality time in person, pick up the phone, call, say hello. It will really make their day that you're thinking of them. A text is fine, but a call is better. In person is the best if possible, but we can't always be in person, especially with COVID and as older moms, grandmothers, they're more susceptible to spread of disease. And we do not want to spread anything from the outside where we've been with them that are kind of trying to be safe on the inside. So quality time might not be an option, but pick up the phone. And even better yet, send a card. Well, if you call and also send that card, because the older generations love those handwritten Mother's Day cards or just a note card every now and then. Old school. Put that stamp on there, put that address on there, and they would cherish it for years to come. So on top of all those other things you may do, spending quality time together, calling, texting, sending that card as well. Social media, they might not be on like we are, So they're going to like that older style, old fashioned, get in touch and say hello. So don't forget to do something special. So whether you are a mother, a daughter, grandmother, Madea, grandma, whatever you want to call it, auntie, godmother, friend. And it's not just for women. Men have mothers as well. So ask your mom, ask your wife, ask your girlfriend if she's a mother. For the men, ask what she wants for Mother's Day or what she wants to do for Mother's Day. For me, as I've gotten a little older and the girls are out of the house, they're older, 20 and older. So for me, I just like to relax. That's my thing. And it can be just at home and my husband make me a nice dinner and glass of wine or champagne or mimosa, breakfast in bed and then make dinner at night. Just something nice. I mean, gifts are nice, but they're not mandatory. The gift of the presence of that person and letting you know with quality time and those other things I mentioned that they love you and care about you really says a lot more than the thing that you're going to put aside or the flowers that are going to die. Let them cherish that card. Let them cherish a photo of you going to visit and put it in a frame. The little things a lot of times mean a lot more than the bigger things. Now, big things are awesome as well, especially if it's a really big thing like a new car, which I'm sure all the women deserve. But the little things sometimes mean so much. So don't forget, don't think that you can't do anything because it's not something big. Because like I said, a nice card will say so much. And in that card, write down how you feel, sincerely how you feel about that lady, that mother in your life. So those have been a few things and ways to cherish mothers on Mother's Day. My name is Tia Young, and I'm the host of Normal to Formal Podcast. Thank you so much for listening today. My website is tiayoungimage.com. I can be reached on social media at Mrs. Tia Young on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and on LinkedIn at Mrs. Manners. I would love you to subscribe, comment, and share this podcast. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.